I have a finance background. I have an MBA, and I was used to analyzing big companies and looking for something a little bit different to do. And when I first heard the statistics about how many women were starting businesses and how little investment money was going toward those businesses, I got kind of intrigued, and it sounded like there was a market niche that was not being served. And started out with a small venture fund back in '97, focused just on women entrepreneurs. And a few years later, started a group of women as angel investors. Because the other thing I realized that was missing was there were very few women doing early stage investing. Very few women even knew how to approach it. And that's what's really kept me going all these years, is helping more women learn how to do it and bring their own skills and their own knowledge and their own insights into the process. And the other part that keeps me going is just being around entrepreneurs. There's just so much energy, and it's so compelling to be around them. So I love that. Part of it is to be really patient. Part of it is to really get to know the entrepreneur and what makes that person tick, him, her, whatever, what's behind it, what's their passion, and how do you help them identify what they're good at and then what they're not so good at. I tell them all, the entrepreneurs, and I would tell investors the same. It's not looking for entrepreneurs who have all the right answers. It's looking for entrepreneurs who know how to ask the right questions, and it's helping them figure out what those questions are and then helping them figure out how to find the answers. But it's really important for investors not to expect the entrepreneurs to already have everything buttoned up tight, because if they do, they're probably fooling themselves and fooling you. So really kind of understanding the pathway and creating patience and a lot of support along the way for the entrepreneur. When I'm evaluating an opportunity at the early stage, the hard part is there's not a lot of track record to look at. There are no financials, so all of my financial analysis background and skills are kind of useless in looking historically. I can look at projections, and those are kind of useless too, but it helps you understand how an entrepreneur thinks. But like most people, first I really look at the entrepreneur. Is this a person who I think has integrity, number one, who has passion, because passion's important to keep them going through what's a really difficult journey. It always is. So how do they, what's gonna keep them going and help them be resilient? And then if I think the entrepreneur sort of passes that test, we always ask, how coachable is somebody? Well, what does that even mean? Does it mean, they will listen? Does it mean they'll do what you say? Not really. It means they will take what you have to say with consideration and be respectful in their response. If they pass all of that, then I really look at the business model and say, okay, does this even make sense to me? Would I want this? Would I buy this product or service? So those are the key things I look at first. And if they can't pass those, then I just walk away. It's been really fun to be here. First of all, I am really astounded by how many women are in the room here. I think that's extraordinarily impressive. I hadn't anticipated that. I've met a bunch of New Zealand angels when they come to the U.S., and that's been a lot of fun. And probably only one or two of them have been women over the years. So that's been great. There is so much energy and optimism here. I think also a little surprising is a level of concern. Maybe that shouldn't be surprising. All angels have trouble getting in companies to the next stage and getting exits. But I think there's so much goodwill and good energy that I feel just being here, that it's a great feeling to be in the room. And so I can only imagine that founders must feel some of that as well and feel really well supported by the angels here.